Woo! That was so much fun. I know y'all wondering, Marquessa, can't you get a longer song? That way you don't have to keep playing it over and over again. To be fair, I spoke for a group that I love for a year, and they put that in their theme song. So I extracted it from there and used it here. So I love it so much. So I have to call up that singer and get him to do me a longer version. So that's the deal. I hope you guys are here. How are you doing? How are you doing? Happy past July 4th. I feel like I'm so scattered, right? I don't know why, but it's sometimes hard to come back because when I'm here, I do so much, just in my whole speakerpreneur world, Zoom queen world, that when I finally come in, I'm scattered. But anyway, how are you doing today? I have such a treat for you. You may be like, Marquessa, why should I be here today, girl? You know I'm busy. The reason you want to be here today is because I'm going to give you some news from Zoom. Hi. And I'm also going to answer a question that a lot of people have. And that question has to do with virtual backgrounds or whatever kind of background you want as you Zoom. So if you're interested in, I need a background, I don't know about a background, make sure you're here. Check this out. Okay, thank you. I want to do a shout out to all of my Zoom stars over in the Leveraging Zoom to grow your business. If you want to also be part of that group, please go to zoomtogrow.com. That's ZOOM. 2TO grow.com, and it'll bring you right into that group. And I literally will live stream quite a bit in there, more so than I do everywhere else. If you're on my YouTube, please go to my YouTube. Now, guys, I was never a YouTube kind of girl. I actually forgot about it. I'm more of a Vimeo girl. I got like a zillion videos on Vimeo. But I forgot about YouTube, so I'm building it up. So do me a favor and go to YouTube. Just type in Marquessa Petway. It's not under Zoom Queen. It's under Marquessa Petway. And make sure you, I'm looking for something. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, and that way you'll get notified when I go live, because some people just prefer YouTube. All right. And then the final way to stay really connected to me is to get on my text list, hunty, because I send little bitty things to folks, and actually I can text you back privately. You just never know. And maybe late at night I'm like, I have an idea, and I send it out to my group. So make sure you're on my text list. Here is the number: 917-724-8462. 917-724-8462. And guys, you may say, well, how do I do it? Just literally just send something. Tell me, watched your live, put me on the list, or whatever. You have a question, send the question. It doesn't really matter what you put in as long as you hit send. All right, guys. Woo! I hope you are here, because I'm going to skip a week. I'm going to be in Vegas. Vegas just makes me want to sing like I'm Elvis or something. Anyway, I'm going to be in Vegas this time next week. So I like to be present when I'm somewhere. Okay. So I will not be live streaming there. Okay. But I will be back the following Tuesday. So make sure you watch this. All right, here we go. So now I'd like to also, and by the way, let me go back to here. I told you, I gotta calm down. Do you notice my new hairdo? What do you think? It's different, right? Thank you. I hope you like it. I try to keep it fresh, change it up, And these glasses, these are my Oprah glasses from peepers.com. If you need readers, fancy readers, these are from, let me take a sip. I don't have my straw today, but from peepers.com. I got this a zillion years ago. And I remember seeing Oprah in them. It's so cool. But I rarely wear them because I sometimes feel like I look like a bug. But today I said, you know what? This is a lot. So I need black pair of glasses. Okay. So that's why I did that today. By the way, I am reading your comments. I'm actually going to open it right here on my phone. Okay, let me see now. Andrew, let me just see. Andrew, are you watching me? Okay, are you watching me? Okay, good. Okay. See, guys, just my point. People will text me on the text list. They go, I can't find it. Where should I go? So you get this personal attention. So you want to make sure that you get on the text list. Okay. So hopefully he got it. Eileen said she's coming. Cheryl Roosh, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about, sent me some awesome things. I tell you, not only does this benefit you, but it benefits me because, you know, I ask you for things. It's so cool. All right. I had a purpose of bringing this up. Yes. So I wanted to look at your comments here, and I can look at it through, I can look at your comments through Restream, but sometimes I just like to go right into the group. So I will do that. If you're thinking, Marquessa, I want to talk to you when you go live, I have questions. The best thing to do would be to join the group, join the leveraging group. Okay, because I can only be one place at one time, if that makes sense. Okay, so thank you. Thank you. So I'm in here. Thank you. Rakita said, girl, your hair is cute. Thank you, Rakita. I appreciate it. Oh, it sounds choppy. Let me know if, yeah, let me know if it's better, Rakita. Oh, by the way, I know what happened, guys. I'm so sorry. I just realized something. She was saying I did something that I normally don't do. So my apologies. If you couldn't really hear my song and it sounded choppy, it's because I forgot to switch microphones. I use Krisp in order to keep the background noise out. Like I have fans going and all that stuff. So to keep the background noise out, I use Krisp. I talked about that last week. But you have to remember to switch out Krisp whenever you play music. Otherwise, it's going to be choppy. So I apologize for that. Okay. And so if it was choppy, that's why I forgot. I told you I was scattered today. All right. It is 2:10. I want to go into some very, very important news for you. Guess what? Last week, you may want to go back and look at the one I did last week. I talked about breakout rooms, Zoom breakout rooms, how to leverage Zoom breakout rooms, all these awesome things you can do when it comes to Zoom breakout rooms. Guess what, honey? I guess Zoom was listening to me because now you can, well, not everybody, I want to be clear. I do believe this is only for Zoom Enterprise members. And then the administrator that runs the Zoom Enterprise account must put this in their settings. Or make this happen, I should say. Now you can have up to 100 breakout rooms, Zoom breakout rooms. And I know some of you guys, Marquessa, please. Why do I need 100? Think outside the box. Heck, throw the box away. You can literally decide, hey, I have 30 members. Heck, I have 60 members. Because 50, if you're with my group, if you're okay, let me back up. If you are a Zoom Enterprise member, last week you only had 50 breakout rooms. So if you have 60 people, you may decide, okay, I'll have to wait. Well, now you have 100. So you may decide, I want to put 60 people in all these different rooms. I want to give them 5 minutes to be in a room, or 20 minutes to be in a room, and I'm going to pop into a few of them. And guess what? From the main room, here's another piece of news I just want to remind you of, although today is not about breakout rooms, but I'm trying to give you some updates. From the main room, you can now push out your slides. Okay, so it's not a bad idea. You may decide, hey, I want each person to feel as if they're connected to me live, but I want them to be in their own individual room. Hey, girl. So you can just blow everybody out, put everybody in an individual room, push it out, tell them to do something and bring them all in. So the options are limitless. So don't sneeze at it. So again, 100 breakout rooms are available for you. If you decide you are going to do the 100 breakout rooms, you definitely need to be on an account that supports that. I have one. You can go to zoomqueen.com, and one of those links will say Zoom VIP or Zoom Enterprise. So you can click that and you got more information there. Okay. So check that out. Remember, I use the word slides because now you can have one slide and push it out to all the breakout rooms from the main room. But I use the word slide. I don't know about you, but I spent a whole lot of time on my slides. And I don't mean this right here. I don't mean, this is I'm using Ecamm to make this happen. So if you're thinking, how do I get that? That's not what I'm referring to. You can always go to clubzq.com and join it. And there's we have guest experts that literally talked about how do I create an overlay, whether it's Ecamm for Mac or OBS for Windows. So we got all of that going on. So if you're interested in that, I invite you to go to clubzq.com. But I'm talking about regular old-fashioned slides. And I apologize, that's where I was a little late because I didn't have time. I decided that I always make these last-minute decisions. And I decided, oops, okay, here we go. I decided at the last minute to pull in some slides, and it took me a second because I had to export it and get it on here. So that's why I was a little late. So I apologize for that. But anyway, on this particular one, I just want to share with you, I love slides. And I think we all know the purpose of slides. Slides are meant to really keep your audience engaged, give them different looks, all that stuff. So although I use these fancy backgrounds, I still use my slides because, I mean, my goodness, when I speak professionally or speak to my groups, I need the opportunity to do slides. So just so you know, if you're using a funky service such as an Ecamm or whatever, you can still use slides, especially if you're going through Zoom, okay? But if you're thinking, Marquesa, I want to do some slides that pop, amazing slides, even better than the ones I'm putting up right here, I invite you to join clubzq.com because later this month we have Cheryl Roush Couch. Cheryl Roush. I have to say couch. Cheryl Roush. I always say Roush. Cheryl Roush, she's brilliant. She's a seasoned graphics designer, plus she's a professional speaker in her own right. And she's going to come in and share with us, how do we spice our slides up? And here's a secret. If you send it to her in advance, just for Club ZQ members, you're able to get a makeover. Hi. And she will kind of make over one of your slides so she can give you direction. So I love that. So she's going to be there. So I just wanted to mention slides and let you know the deal. So, all right, guys. Now I want to talk about a question that I got in my group. And what was this beloved question? So let me now bring up the slides because my whole purpose was, oops, I didn't lock it. You got to remember also to lock it. I did not lock my slides. Let me lock that baby. All right, I locked her so that way I can move her around. All right, so here's my slide. So now let me go to my next one here. And I'm going to come back to this in a bit, and it'll make sense when I come back to it. Here is Elon Glazer. He's in the group there. Okay. Elon's question was, hi, everyone. I could use a new Zoom background. Anyone have a favorite to share? I don't have a green screen, so something that can look good without it. I speak about recovery from addiction, grief, and mourning and spirituality. So I need something soothing would be ideal. Thanks for any suggestions. So this was Elon's question. Okay, so you want to do that. If you think, I want Marquesa to answer my question, you may want to go to this group or join Club ZQ if you want me to go deeper. Okay, so guess what? Elon agreed to let me give him sort of a mini makeover where he knows exactly what to do. So I'm going to give you a little piece of that today. But if you're on my list, you'll get the step-by-step video where I go into it. But you will get something special here. So I'm at 2:17. I just want to stay on time. So you see, again, you can go to zoomtogrow.com to also become a member of that group. Okay. So this is Elon here. We just met today, by the way. We met earlier. That's Elon right there. You see his background. He likes books. I like books too. A lot of us have love affairs with books. We love books. The only thing is, if you're doing something in front of books or in front of a busy background, I know you're like, Marquesa, really? This is busy, cute. Anyway, if you're doing something in front of a busy background that may not be aesthetically pleasing, then one of your options is to do a Zoom virtual background. Okay. To do a Zoom virtual background. And another reason why you want to do a Zoom virtual background is, and this is important, guys, and I talked about this in the past, and I'll talk about it in the future, but Zoom offers what's called, I can't remember what it's called, but Weatherman slides. Okay, so that doesn't mean your slides have to be special. Weatherman slides means if I show you see how I am right here, you see how I'm in the window, and then you see the slide right next to me. I'm able to do this because, again, I'm using Ecamm, okay? But what if you're like, I just want to, but I'm using Ecamm via Zoom. So you may say, Marquessa, I don't want to get Ecamm. I don't want to get OBS, but I want my picture like inside the slides. I don't want with the regular Zoom window. Then you would use Zoom Zoom Weatherman slides. Okay, so that's a whole nother one. But in order to use the Weatherman slides within Zoom, you also need a virtual background. So there's lots of reasons why you may want a virtual background. Okay, lots and lots and lots of reasons that you may want one. So that was his first question. You saw that, Marquessa, I need a Zoom virtual background. Woohoo! Okay, by the way, another reason you want to go in that group is because I have a whole thing on the Zoom virtual background. So people share their background, so you certainly want to go there, okay? So let me go to my next slide here, because my slide, this is why I like slides. It keeps me on target. Here's an option that you can use, and this option is blur. I want to say it was this year for sure. It was this year that Zoom came out with the blur technique. Okay, and you may say, I didn't know that. I can blur my background. So I said to Elon, until you get your green screen situation together based on the steps I've provided you, you may want to blur your background in the process. And he didn't know that. He was really happy. So if you're thinking, how do I do that? You're going to click the arrow right beside the camcorder that's in your Zoom kind of dashboard space. And you're going to go to virtual backgrounds. It literally says virtual backgrounds. Okay, you can't miss it. And the first one is none. I don't want a virtual background. I'm going to stick with my own. The second choice is blur. If you click it, you will also get a blurred background. Isn't that cool? So that's one of the things that's really awesome that you can also do maybe when you're on your way. But if you're thinking, I want to get funky with it, well, this is Cheryl, who I spoke about earlier. Cheryl did all different types of virtual backgrounds, and you'll see different ones. I like options. Everyone likes options. You never know what the situation will call for. People will use virtual backgrounds when they do conferences because they want all their speakers or certain group of people to all have a consistent background. I've seen it, and it's so beautiful. So do not sneeze at it or decide you don't want to do it, because you can do it in a way where it looks professional, okay? Cheryl here had a group, and that was the theme. It was actually a piano group, guys, a piano group that she was speaking for. And this was the title of the conference, or her presentation was Every Member is Key. Isn't that cute? So she did that as a way to kind of play tribute to them, okay? So it's different reasons. Again, don't sneeze at it. It's different reasons that you may want to do Zoom background. Now, you may decide also, hey, I want a fireplace behind me. Now, this happens to be Cheryl's real fireplace. But guys, you can do any kind of Zoom background on the planet. And again, I'm going to go there. I'm just giving you some other things to think about. That's also her regular, normal background, okay? And by the way, I mentioned earlier about where do you go? Go to the camcorder in front, click on it. You're going to see something that says virtual backgrounds. You're going to see, I see you guys over there. You're going to see virtual background right there. You're going to see something that says none, blur, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Isn't that awesome? Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, get out of this, and I'm going to go back to something else because I have more to share with you. I want to also go into, all right, Marquessa, now that you've convinced me that I need a virtual background, how do I even start? Don't I need a green screen? All these different things. Guess what, guys? I laid it out step by step, like step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. I'm not going to do that right now, but I laid it out step by step by step on how you can do it. Okay, so you need to go to zoomqueen.com, zoomqueen.com. Page down, and you'll see some guide in the middle of the page. And there's a guide that literally says, Zoom Queen helps you create a virtual background and tell you what equipment to get. That's kind of the short version of it. Go there, click on it, you will be taken to a website. You will have to put in your name and email, you know the deal. And then you will instantly download this guide. I don't know how many pages. I want to say 15, 20, something like that. And I did this with Elon right on here. And he was like, oh, thank you, Marquesa. This is fabulous, because you can give people tips, but there's some people that really need step by step by step. And then I literally put a link to all the equipment that I use. So anyway, go to zoomqueen.com and just page down and you'll see something that says how to create a virtual background. So those are the exact steps. You're welcome. But here's a little something else I also wanted to mention. And I put this here so that I can stay on target here. Number one, before you just go out and create a virtual background, you need to kind of know your why. It's so funny. That's so overused, right? Because, you know, I got to know my why with dating. I got to know my why with eating. So guess what? This is not excluded. You need to know your why when it comes to creating a virtual background. Why do I say this? Because I think if you don't know your why, that means you're not being strategic. And I'm usually speaking to people that are business professionals, experts, entrepreneurs. And so if you're in that group, you know, whenever you do this, you're not doing this because you have nothing else to do. You're doing it to grow your influence, to grow your business, or to grow your impact, right? So if you're going to do that, why not put something behind you that's going to help you do that? All right. So I asked Elon what was his purpose. And as you saw that I read, he has a group, an addiction group, and it was important to him, addiction, recovery, spirituality. It was different things that he said that he has this group for. So then my next question, now that you know kind of, you know, why, you know, then this will help you choose the actual virtual background that you want to use. That way you're not sitting up there going, well, what kind of virtual background do I want? I don't know. Pretty much every single major landmark group has created a virtual background, but again, you want to be strategic with this. So think about this. Will help you identify the scene. This will help you. You could also use a brand. Maybe I remember when I spoke from Microsoft, and this is way before the pandemic. And after I did my live in person, I did some virtual. And with their virtual, I had Microsoft behind me, and they loved that. It made them feel special. Okay. Community. If you're speaking for a community, you may want their name behind you, as well as a cause, or you just want to give a certain experience. I always do virtual retreats 2 or 3 times a year. And when I do these, I want people to just I want them to shut off the world and be with me virtually. So I'll use special slides. So they feel, because I'm used to doing this in person, right? But of course, I do virtual versions as well, even before the pandemic. And I use, again, virtual backgrounds that get folks excited. And I don't know if you know this, right there in the virtual background section, right there in your Zoom, Zoom put a few in there. They helped you out. Thank you, Zoom. They gave you 5 of them just to get you moving. And of the 5, 2 of them are video virtual backgrounds. I said it. You can put a little movie behind you, honey, and that's your virtual background. So there's a lot of different directions you can go. So now that you have an idea of where you're going, your why, what this needs to look like, blah, blah, blah. Now that you got that idea, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to Google, baby. You want to go to Google and you want to put in and listen, write this down, Zoom virtual background sunrise, Zoom virtual background water, Zoom virtual background Microsoft, Zoom virtual whatever it is that you're looking for, Zoom virtual background wine, and Zoom virtual, whatever you're looking for. And you can switch that around. You can just put, you know, whatever it is in front of it. But I think that's the easiest way to do it. Google it. Why? Because it brings up a lot of options. So Google it, you get some ideas, some inspiration, and it brings up lots of options. Please be mindful that you can't just grab somebody's image and use it. Otherwise, these graphic companies will come after you. So look for a reputable graphic company if you want it. You're like, I like that, I want to buy it. One of those reputable graphic companies that I love, love, love is Etsy. Etsy.com has the most unique virtual backgrounds on the planet. I mean, a fancy office, boardroom table, all sorts of things. Another resource, if you're like, I don't want to do it myself, I'm just not, I don't want to touch it. I want somebody else to do it. Go to I think it's 5rr.com. Go there. Somebody will create it for you and make it all look professional. Or if you're willing to dig in and you want to do it yourself, you can also go into canva.com. So again, Google 5R Canva. All right. The next thing I would say is I want to make sure. So then the rest of it, from how do I create it? What kind of green screen do I need? What kind of equipment do I need? I'm reading my notes. What type of equipment I need? And this is an important question. Come close, come close. Let me just take off my glasses for a second. Come close here. Come close, come close. Here's the final thing that you need. You need to know how to make it work on Zoom. How do I make it work on Zoom? This is important because if you do not, that final step, I'll admit something, y'all. I've been Zoom queen for a long time, but it took me months to realize that I had a few more steps that I needed to take on Zoom so that I wouldn't look like an alien. You know how you look like an alien, you know, where you got this thing around your head. You don't want that. That's why a lot of people are turned off from virtual backgrounds, because they don't know how to get rid of that alien look. Okay. So if you don't want that alien look, then download Zoom Queen's book, ebook online. It's free. Just go to zoomqueen.com, page down. You'll see something that says, download Zoom Queen's virtual background and equipment guide. Download that sucker. You'll have it in your computer in 2 shakes. Okay. And it's all there, links to the equipment, because you do need a certain kind of light so that it doesn't do something crazy. I did all sorts of things, guys. And when I found the perfect recipe, that's when I wrote it down to share with everybody else. And ironically, that's when I went to a non-virtual background. It's so interesting. And that's the whole story behind that. Okay, good. It is 2:30, so I got to get ready to get off. I did it. Oh my gosh. I love when I'm on time. So again, if you are like, Marquessa, I like this. I want to go deeper. I want to Zoom like a boss. I want to Zoom like a boss. If you're like, you really want to go deeper, guys, again, go to clubzq.com and join us. This Thursday, we got a special edition where we'll answer certain questions from you. Okay. So please go to Zoom, go to zoomqueen.com and then, or just go directly to clubzq.com. All right, guys, since I came in with raunchy music, and it's not the music's fault, it's me not switching out the virtual cameras. I do want to leave with me switching out the virtual cameras. I'm gonna do that right now. How do you switch out virtual cameras? I'll do that on another live, but you're gonna go right beside the microphone, right in your Zoom dashboard that you're looking at. There's an arrow there. You're gonna click that arrow, and then you get some choices. And the microphone I'm gonna choose right now is gonna be, okay? So, because even though I'm using Chris is going over my Yeti. But now I wanna remove Chris, because if I leave Chris there, it's choppy. Okay, because Crisp's job is to remove background music. It took me a while to realize that's what I was doing. All right, guys, so now that I removed Crisp, love you, Crisp, but now that I removed it, be quiet. You hear my fan? You hear my fan? You hear it? Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead, and if you have questions, put it in the group. Okay, you never know, I just might answer your question, and there's so many geniuses in that group, guys. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get out of here, but I promised you I would exit with some music. Remember, I will not be here next Tuesday, so don't think I'm flaking. Okay, I'll be here 2 Tuesdays from now, because I'll be in Vegas, and when I go somewhere and I do something, I like to be fully in. Okay, so that's why I want to be fully, just want to be fully embraced in Vegas. And, you know, I don't gamble or anything like that. And I am going to a special conference for professional speakers called Influence. And then there's a lot of things happening after the conference. My mom is flying out. My parents supposed to be coming, we'll see. But my mom and dad are flying out to Las Vegas to meet me at the end of this event. And we're going to spend 3 days, darling, in the Venetian, you know, where they have Italy. So I'm excited. So I want to be all in. You know, you work hard and I play hard. So we'll not be here next Tuesday. but please take care and join the group. Okay, I gave again. How do I get the Zoom Queen equipment virtual background guide? How do I join the group? All of that is right at zoomqueen.com. I got a lot of sites, but I got one place you can go that directs you wherever you need to go, as well as Club ZQ. All right, so let me get out of here. I'm actually going exactly 30 minutes now. Okay, so let me do my music, y'all. Let me do my music and get on out of here. Here we go.